everyone, I am Ishank Sharma and I am your host today on behalf of VIT Alumni Association. I hope you are all doing well. Most people think that computer and IT engineering students have more job potential than other branches of engineering. However, it must be understood that civil, mechanical, metallurgy, and electrical are the core, conventional, historically important, and evergreen branches of engineering. And IT industry percolates into these engineering domains as a tool for managing the process. So, an IT engineer may manage IT department in a non-IT industry, and a non-IT engineer may reach heights in the career due to his mastery on software tools combined with their domain knowledge. VIT Alumni Association is so proud to present before you one such successful example where a civil engineering alumni, Mr. Himanshu Popli sir, has proven himself in the civil engineering industry in a very short period of time. He will be talking on career opportunities in formwork industry and will walk us through the design, production, planning, quality execution and customer relationship management aspect of that industry. So without taking too much time of yours, I now request Mr. Himanshu sir to begin with this webinar. Thank you.
I'm glad that despite being a Sunday, you guys have joined and like you're being enthusiastic to listen on the topic of career opportunities, whether it is a form of industry or whether it is your career, doesn't mind, but it has to be something. So I'm grateful for that. So not taking further much time, let's start with our topic. The current scenario, as is like COVID-19, a pandemic that has affected the whole world. You should be, enthusiastic enough so that you have that one special quality so that the recruiter or like you can get the job in civil or mechanical field. Despite being there are less number of jobs in civil and mechanical field, there are more number of students passing out each and every year. So you have to be that special person, or like you have to that special qualities, whether it is technical or it is a speaking or it is management time, whatever it is, you have to be that special in that HR or recruiters field. So career opportunities, what are the various career opportunities available for civil and mechanical students, whether it is a government job or private sector or you have your own business. The government jobs currently, like last year, when you if you see the statistics, MPSC jobs, number of jobs available for the MPSC were 1161, and if you see today's statistics for 2020 MPSC jobs, it is only around 217 jobs available. So you can see the major difference between the 2 years number of posts available. Also, if you see, the government is making like selling their own government owned companies for the privatization. If you see BPCL, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, or whether it is Air India, because these companies are suffering for, like, the Air India is suffering for major losses. So the government is doing most of the things as privatization sectors so that the number of jobs are increased, as well as the government only has to look for the coordination, because there is a lot of work, there's a lot of workload on the government, and it is not possible for them to look on each and every company, their performance and their losses and their profit, or whether the company is growing or it is getting down. So you need to gain the things currently the situation, accepting the situation, and you need to think over that, and then you need to decide your career. What you want to go for government job company, or you want to go for privatization sector, or you want to have your own business. And if you want to have your own business, you need to work from the root level, because if you don't know, if you're from mechanical field, if you don't know what a machine efficiency is, what the how if you have 10 number of labors and number of machines available are 2, then how much work this 10 number of labors and machine can do. You can't be a production engineer, you can't be the head of the company. So you need to do that ground level, you need to study that ground level and get that job, and after that you can only become a higher level production engineer. You can become the top of that some the team management. And if you come for civil industry, if you don't know, currently I'm a civil engineer in Nest Telecom. If you don't know about the basic about concrete or RCC structures, if you don't know about this, you can't just be a project manager of any company, or project manager of any project big project of including of a residential or whether it is a commercial building. You can't be just a project manager. And right now, the currently the before scenario was NB or BTech engineer can be a project manager, but right now if you see, there has to be, you need to have that NICMAR course certificate, or you have to have that big institutes, or you need to have that MTech degree certificate so that you can become a project manager of any project. So you need to look upon that career. And the trend which is going on, in construction industry is about the aluminum formwork. There are various types of formworks available, like, there's a wooden formwork, there's a steel formwork, there's a aluminum formwork, and lastly there's a plastic formwork, which is the currently research and development is going on the plastic. Plastic being non-disposable material in the environment, it needs to be some of use to this world, so that that the coming generation can live or survive in this world and universe. So the plastic is currently being, currently in research and development, so that we can use it in a construction industry, because plastic available is in abundance, and it is available in very cheap. It is very cheap currently available. You can just get it in a scrap, collect it from wherever you want, and you just can mold it into any shape, and then you can use it for any construction work. So research and development is going on, but currently the aluminum formwork is a trend in construction industry, because the wooden formwork, it once it is get into scrap, it has zero scrap value. And once after some time, the wooden, it gets into finely chopped or something, and you can't use it for that much time. And steel being, like that MS steel formwork, it gets corroded easily underwater, using for slabs, it gets easily, and it has less scrap value. But aluminum formwork has both of these disadvantages converted into advantages. It has high scrap value. For example, if you get aluminum in the market as 200 rupees per kilo, then the scrap value for it will be around 130 or 140 rupees per kilo, when when you sell it in a scrap. And this, it is not, it is corrosionless, it does not get corroded. And there are number of repetitions. This formwork can be used for more than 200 times repetition. So the disadvantages which were previously observed in these two formworks has been converted into advantages by the aluminum formwork. And there's one thing, the aluminum formwork is currently being used. The fact is that the project, which is almost of 1.5 year or 2 year, a single building which can be completed in 1.5 year or 2 year, it is completed within 6 months only. Because I'll tell you the major reason. Mechanical students, I'll also tell you the background of this. Because there is no brickwork. You all know what are bricks, or autoclavated concrete blocks. There is no brickwork in that, and plus there is no plastering work in aluminum formwork, because the panels being fully straight and the panels being uniformity, it doesn't need any kind of plastering. So the brickwork and the plastering gets deleted, and your project gets completed soon. So if it takes around 6 to 8 months, you can construct another same building adjacent to that building. So where around it would take 2 years to 4 years to build around 2 to 4 buildings, it would take around only 2 years to take construct 2 to 3 buildings currently. The aluminum formwork, it needs coordination. Like, it is the design, it starts from the design, and to currently after its execution, how it can be used for the next project, or it can be modified, or it can be molded into another shape, so that it can be used in another project as well. So starting from the like, let's talk about the technicality, and then we'll talk about what are the opportunities in which you can get jobs, or you can go for your business as well. This formwork is totally, like, it starts from the wall erection. After that, it comes for slab, then corners and inner corners and exterior corners, and whatever the design of the project is, everything can be designed into the parts. Like, aluminum formwork can be made available for that shape as well. So starting from the design, civil engineers or mechanical engineers, AutoCAD 2D 3D very well. You're very well aware, and you're very familiar to these kinds of software. So civil engineers, you shape that building in AutoCAD, and then afterwards the mechanical engineers, what they do is, SolidWorks 3D, the 3D software which is being used. The mechanical engineers use these 3D softwares to analyze those building constructed in AutoCAD 2D softwares. Because the things which you can't analyze or you can see properly in AutoCAD, you can directly visualize those things in SolidWorks 3D or any kind of 3D platform. I'm saying SolidWorks 3D because my company uses a SolidWorks 3D platform, And what is how you design the project is, you get the structural plan. Civil engineers know very well, and mechanical are also familiar to the structural plan and architectural plan. Structure is all about the steel and concrete reinforcement, and the architectural plan is how that shape of the building, or how much maximum utilization of that space will be. So after getting these two plans are overlapped each other, and they are seen whether the structure, if there is any deformity, or if there is any the structural imbalance, or if there is any architectural defect into that plan that structural and architectural couldn't see. So this type of deformities, or this type of errors, we get covered in aluminum formwork industry, or we can, while designing this project, we get to know easily. So we rectify with this, and we call it as a shell plan. The plan which is ready after being studied, this to overlap to, is called a shell plan. And this shell plan is approved from the client. After approval of shell plan, the number of parts. The number of parts are total number of parts. How many, for example, and around, if you consider 2 to 3 BHK flat, around 15, on an average 14 to 15,000 number of parts are required for constructing that 2 to 3 BHK flat. So if there are 4 flats in a single floor, you can imagine there are around 60,000 parts. So that 60,000 parts, production time is very much required. Plus you need to check the quality. You need to clean that part each and every before giving it to the client, so that the client can use for n number of repetitions for its project. After this, when the the number of parts are released for production, there comes the production part. That comes the mechanical engineer students parts. What mechanical engineers do, there's a one good saying, if you don't know anything in life, study Excel. If you don't know anything in life, at least get to know what is Excel. And one of the major thing that the companies are running today, or one of the major database the companies are handling today, is because only Microsoft Excel, or you can say the WPS or something like that. But Microsoft Excel gives you, you can sort those parts, like what are the wall panels, or what are the slab panels, or what is which part, and how many number of parts of that same kind need to be produced for 2 to 3 BHK flat. So there comes a mechanical engineer students part. They sort the number of parts, and according to the efficiency, or according to the like what how many parts can be produced in a day, and how many days will be required to complete this project production. Because you can't just stick to one project in a company. You have to work for n number of projects. On an average, minimum 7 to 8 projects are working on in any kind of form of company. So currently we are working on 15 to 20 projects in production only. And apart from production, there are n number of projects working in design, then production. After that, the execution part of team. So once this production, then after completion of production, the mechanical engineer students, they have to check for the quality, like the physical, the strength of that material, and if the material is properly used or not. Then after that, the quality checking is done, the cleaning is done, and after giving it to the client, there is a supervision part work, like execution teamwork, the execution which can be carried out by civil engineers. Mechanical engineers also can carry out that execution, no doubt, but you have to study for that, or you have to get familiar to that aluminum formwork, according to that, like working in the industry. If you want to, if you have experience, you can definitely, like, it takes around 2 months. If you have that interest, mechanical engineers can also go for the aluform execution work. Then after the project, like for example, you have the submitted, or you'll have hand over the project parts, like for example aluminum formwork, to the client. There is one department as well working with the client, which is called as customer relationship officer, or it's called as CRM department, customer relationship management department. You have to maintain the relations with the customer. If there any problem occurs from, if there is any if there is any part a problem occurs to the customer, you have to deal with that. You have to sort that problem, because it's not like that if you have get that one project from the client, you are done with the client. You need, as the there are a lot of there are big builders, or builders or contractors in this industry. You have to continuously keep in touch, and for n these builders are also carrying out number of projects at a similar time. Like any builder, if you see 2 to 3 projects on an average minimum, they're carrying out. And contractor, if you see it, the contractor is also working on 2 to 3 projects simultaneously. So you need to, get in touch with the client or contractor anytime, so that the contractor, if the contractor is like interested, like you give that customer satisfaction, you give that time to time service, then only that builder or contractor will give you the order, or the contract of the new project to you only. So every department has to work simultaneously in this. And it's not like that the students, I have seen many students, like according to me, I'm pass out student only, not that much time, but in an 8 months experience, I've seen many students or many of my friends saying, we want that core job, like we don't want any, like, supervision work, we want execution work. Supervision and execution go simultaneous only. Supervision is nothing but the supervised work in that project or in that execution work. Though that means you're a superior in that, you are something greater in that, so that you know that work, or else you can't do that work. And I see mechanical engineer students, they say we don't want any, like, shop work, or we don't want to go for factory, or we don't want to go for production. Let me clearly one thing: if you don't know the production capacity of a machine, or cutting blades, or don't know what is the temperature required to heat, and so that to cut into that degree of the angle, because many parts are into degree, many parts are special parts, you just can't have walls, because if there is any staircase, कोई भी सीढ़ी होती है, तो तुमको वो डेफिनेटली तुमको वो कर्व में आएगी, या फिर कैसे भी आएगी, सर्कल आएगा, आर्च आएगा, तो आपको वो प्रोडक्शन वैसा करना ही पड़ेगा. सो इफ द मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर्स ओनली नो व्हाट इज द डिग्री रिक्वायर्ड, व्हाट इज द एंगल रिक्वायर्ड, and the production engineer is the one who is the mechanical one. The civil engineer, they can't go for production. They can check the quality of the production, but they can't do production, because their part is for execution, or AutoCAD 2D design, which is goes coordination with the mechanical engineer students. So the if you don't want to go for office job, it's fine. If you don't want to go for shop job, or you don't want to go for factory, but at least make sure you have to visit twice or thrice to the factory. There's not a single job for the mechanical students available that you only will do a office job only. Like, you'll give n number of commands to your team working 10 to 20 people, you'll give them commands that do this and do that for today, and we need to wind up this work by within 2 days, or we need to wind up the upcoming project in within 1 week. You can't do that, because you can do this at a certain time after some gaining experience from the field work, or shop work. If you have that experience, then only you can sit in office and give a number of commands. But being a fresher and without experience, you can't just go to office and say, like, do this or do that, because you don't know what is the capacity, or as you don't know how much time a project is needed. You can't say, you can't deliver that project to the client at the required time. For example, the project has started production in February, and the client needs the material in May, upcoming May. You have to know that if this project is completable in within 2 months or 2.5 months, whether that big project, number of sets available. For example, it is a one set, you can give in 1 month or 1.5 months. But if it's 4 to 6 sets, then you can't. You have to properly plan for that project, so that you can deliver that project within 2 to 3 months only. But if you don't have any knowledge, if you don't have any shop knowledge, you're just sitting in the office, or you just have done some sorting work, and you can't deliver that project. You are not able to deliver that project. What? Not only in 3 months, you won't be delivered that project in 6 months also, because you'll be totally confused, you'll be totally in panic that I need to do this, I need to do that. So trust me, my mechanical friends, you have to some struggle in initial years for 1 to 2 years, so that you sit in office after some time and give that commands to the upcoming team of yours. And for civil engineering students, trust me, you need to do this same as well. You just can't sit in the execution and say that I'll handle the 10 number of sites at a time, whether it is in Pune or whether it is in out of Pune, all over India, presence across the nation. You need to, get that execution qualities, and you need to get that execution experience in the industry, so that you have, while managing the execution, you need to get the superior touch in the current project. You need to work for that project. How much time is required for completion of project? Generally, we give time of around 2 months to execution, or for two slabs, whichever is earlier. But if the client requires extra execution from our side, if they require extra time from our employees, then we have to get in touch with the client so that they pay us the employees, they pay for the employees that we are giving to them. Because you can't just start one project and give 2 to 3 employees execution person to that project, and that project is being carried out for 4 to 6 months. You have to simultaneously manage for that 6 to 8 or 10 projects execution side going as well. So each and everything in aluform industries goes side by side. Coming to the aluminum material, what we use aluminum material is, it is an alloy. I think everybody knows what an alloy is. It is, a homogeneous mixture of two or more metals, for so that the properties may come together and act according to that. Because some material has malleability, some material has ductility. So this two homogeneous mixture of these metals, will get together, and then the material becomes a malleable, ductile, and it has good tensile strength. So the material we used in aluminum aluform is alloy 6061T6. If you want to note this, you can note this. You can have a Google R&D on this. It's a material which can be used in the aluminum formwork. Apart from this, there's another one material. I think it's 5053 or something, but I'll just let you know what that material is. But 6061T6 is used currently in any kind of aluminum formwork, because this material can be heated, melted, or it can be bound into a number of shapes. Plus this material is easy to work on. You can't just have that material tough. If that material is tough, that, yeah, this material is good, we have to do project completed with this material only. But if that material is not workable, if you are not easy to work on that material, then you won't be able to bend it into any kind of shape. Plus you won't be able to convert it into arches. So you have to get that material which is soft as well as tactile and malleable. But when this if you're searching for this property, you also need to see that this material can absorb the shocks received from concrete. When the slab pouring is done, concreting is done, this material needs to have that the shock absorbing quality, so that after this the concrete is poured, this material. And one thing I'll refer to, while using aluminum formwork for civil engineers, just note that thing. We use self-compacting concrete rather than, a free flow concrete, or, which is a normal concrete of us. Self-compacting concrete is being used. The property of self-compacting concrete is it gets compacted by itself. You don't need to use the needle vibrator in that, because if you use needle vibrator, that shock can be directly come in contact with the aluminum formwork panel. And if that aluminum formwork gets that shock, it can get bended. And if that gets bended, there will be no proper finishing to the wall or whatever the slab it is. And there is one, Ronak sir, I'll need you to please share that file.
Able to see the screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see this. Uh, Next screen, please. This is the catalog of our KNS company. Yeah, all you need to know about the formwork, the KNS, why aluminum for, as I previously said to you, it is easy to handle, it is rust proof, hence reusable, it has high tensile strength, and it has high scrap value. As I said, the aluminum has high scrap value, like to one as comparison given by me, 200 rupees per kg, and scrap value of 1 to 40 rupees per kg. Next, please. As previously I said, why we need to use aluform, because high scrap value, and that's the similar properties as I said to you. But how are we cost effective? When it is traditional technique, the civil engineers can relate to this very well. Traditional technique and aluform. Traditional technique is just by brickwork, plastering, or some, and the project completed in the columns and beams and slab. But what is aluform construction? There is no brickwork and plastering. It is directly comes into the shear walls. You're very well aware or familiar with the word shear wall. Shear wall is nothing but it is in general term, or let me get you the familiar word. If you go on site, ते म्हणतात ना RCC ची पडदी आहे ती 100 ची पडदी आहे ती. It is nothing but the shear wall. That shear wall is majorly used in lifts, but in aluminum formwork, as there is no brickwork, then the shear wall is used, and this shear wall is suggested by the aluform technology, and it is given the the size of that the thickness of that shear wall is given by the structural engineer only. So let me tell you, the cost comparison is quality. Average construction quality, limited to certain amount of precision to strength. But whereas, if you go for aluminum formwork, it is superior in strength, quality, and there is no, you can construct the project very fast. Speed, yeah, the major impact speed is a slow construction process, and whereas it is a very faster construction process. For example, it everybody knows that what it takes to be, the brickwork, how much time is required. First you have to go for columns, then slab, then curing for the slab period of around 30, 15 days or 14 days. But in aluminum formwork, the day you casted the slab, for next within 1 or 2 days you can directly go for the de-shuttering. It's not that feasible you need to keep for that 30 days. You can directly remove the de-shuttering, or you can remove the aluminum formwork and transfer it to the next slab for the next process. The slab cycle for traditional formwork is around 14 to 15 days on an average. It can also take to 1 month in, like rural areas. If you go, ते म्हणतात ना, 20 दिवसासाठी आपल्याला पाणी ठेवावं लागेल, 21 दिवसासाठी ते खड्ड्यांमध्ये पाणी, पॉन्ड्स मध्ये पाणी ठेवावं लागेल. It's like that. But if you go for aluminum formwork, you just go for the curing simultaneously, and you can just go for the erection of the next slab. The durability of this, traditional technique is little less, because there can be deformity, such as, the if the engineer doesn't give proper attention, the 15 or 10 or at the end of the project, you get to know the major difference, that where was this wall, and where, how much, by how much, 10 to 15 or 20 it has shifted outside or inside this wall. But if it is aluform construction technology, the simultaneously, because the surveyor gives the point, and the wall panel which was erected previously, you get directly shifted to the next, so it is goes to the uniformity as well. Because लाइन लेवल दोनों में ही करते हैं, लाइन लेवल प्लस प्लम बॉब से जो भी चेक करना था वो दोनों में ही करते हैं. बट इनर टू इनर डायमेंशन गेट चेक इजीली इन एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्म वर्क. And labor requirement, yes, the labor requirement in this is, like sometimes, labor requirement for traditional technologies is, um, sometimes you need skills supervision for brickwork, or plastering you need skill supervision. But for, some just for brick, some, if you want to go for, अगर आपको एग्जीक्यूशन एक्सकैवेशन के बाद अगर खड्डे बनने हैं, anyone can do that. But in aliform construction technology, any kind of labor can do this work, whether it is a skilled supervision or it is an unskilled supervision. It can be done by any kind of labor. So that's why it is a cost effective, plus, the project, as I said previously, that the project can be completed within 2 years, or like 4 to 6 buildings can be completed in 2, or 3 to 4 buildings can be completed in 2 years, whereas it takes 2 years for one building to be completed, in traditional technique. Next please, Ronak sir. Yeah, so what is the process, or like how do we, why it is a 10 days cycle in aluminum formwork industry? The process is, what is, as I said, we receive the structural and architectural drawings from the client. Then shell plan is prepared by NEST, that is our company prepares a shell plan by overlapping the structural and architectural plan. Then shell plan is approved by the client, like this plan is final, and you can go for the production. You can go for the further drawings, modulation drawings, or the number of parts drawings. Then modulation drawings are prepared by KNS. For modulation drawings are nothing but the drawing of each and every part, that how the part will look, or how it will be settled in the actual execution site. Then the manufacturing begins around, for 30 to 40 days are required, and if the project is big, it can go for 60 to 90 days as well. And then mockup is made at the factory. Mockup is nothing but, if any client requires that we need to check the dimensions before delivering or before handover to us, then what do we do is we just give a rough mockup. For example, mockup is of only one flat, or it can be of 2 rooms. It can be only of staircase, because staircase needs special panels, as the rise and trade, it needs the special panels as well. So what you have to do is you need to check the special parts by doing mock-up at the factory. And once this mock-up is completed, and the parts are very well made and they have settled properly, then you can dismantle the formwork, and after the cleaning and cleaning procedure, you can just deliver that material to the client. That is what we are made up of. KNS is made up of, or like any kind of formwork is made up of. Next, please. Kenestage, yeah, the one of the superior qualities about the Kenestage, we are the only one company in the world which is delivering 600 single extrusion piece. There are many companies which what they do is they take two parts of 300 mm, 300 mm, and they do welding in between and join those parts. But being the Indian company only in the world, what we do is we make this single extrusion 600 piece. We don't do any kind of welding, because if you do welding, after some time that part can lose its rigidity, or the strength is less, as you are very well aware of the welding. You can take any kind of welding. If two parts are two iron rods are welded, or mechanical also relate, two parts are welded or anything is welded together, the strength will be less as compared to that single part. If you consider a single part of iron rod, then you can easily use it in any kind of work to be done. And other companies, they use as the hand weldings. Sometimes the hand weldings can't reach to that corners properly, and that welding remains uncompleted only. So after some, but what we use in Kinesis, it is automated robotic welding. That means robotic welding is done, that robotic welding goes to the corner completely, and simultaneously we don't do weldings at regular interval. What we do is we do weldings at alternate crossing levels. So even if the while doing welding, you need to make sure that welding is done at high temperatures, so the material does not get melted to which welding is applied. So we do alternate robotic welding, which is why the part has its own strength as well, and the welding is carried out easily as well. So we do automated robotic welding as well. Next, please. Yeah, setup process. What, as I said, mockup. After completion of mockup, when you give the form work to the client, what you do is, first of all, there is a wall reinforcement, that shear wall, or what is it, the outer compound wall, or this is a main wall of the building. This reinforcement is given, the reinforcement is prepared up. After that, we execution, KNS execution employees, and after that, site labor work. The site labor, with the help of both of us, the wall panels are set up. Now once the wall panels are set up, make sure whenever the wall panels are set up, we apply oil or grease, whatever it is available on the site, because when the wall panels are set up, it for the first mock-up, or around it, if it is a 10-day period cycle for the slab, the if you directly go for applying the wall panel setup, the concrete may stuck to the panels or whatever part it is. But if you apply the oil, or whatever grease is available on the site, the parts, they don't get dry easily, and after the concrete is poured, the parts are easily dismantled. After the wall panels are set up, then we go for wall top panel setup, which is the beam parts. After the beam panels are set up, we go for the slab panel setup, including the inner corners and the exterior corners. After the slab panels are set up, then on the slab reinforcement is done by the the builder or the site labor work. And after the slab reinforcement, there's a structural checking by the structural engineer. You can't just put the slab reinforcement, concrete the slab the next day. The structural checking needs to be done, because checking not only of structural slab reinforcement but also of aluminum formwork is done, because uh, doesn't mean aluminum formwork has the accuracy. So you can't need not change check the dimensions. You need to check the inner dimensions, you need to check the wall dimensions, and after that proper checking is done, you can go for the concreting. Because once the concrete has started, all the walls are connected to each other. If any kind of mistake is occurred on the site, if any kind of a minor mistake of an engineer can lead to a fully slab damage, or it can lead to a panel removing out of in any wall, and the concrete will be totally out in the room, and you never know which room will get fully filled up. So you need to check the slab reinforcement as well as the aluminum formwork reinforcement. Next, please. One of the there are only 6 to 7 clients, but in the upcoming, like for example, we have updated our brochure. Then in that brochure, there are n number of clients. We are if Kanish is working with Tata Projects, Kohinoor, Larsen and Toubro, Shapoorji Pallonji, RJP, Pride Purple Group, and we have two major clients, including one is in Sri Lanka, which is Kus Construction, and one it is in Singapore as well. So if Tata, how quality matters to Tata, you very well know that how quality matters to Larsen and Toubro and Shapoorji Pallonji. If this kind of client are working with Keynes, then you get idea, or you should get idea, I think, that what kind of work we do at Keynes, so that these clients are continuously working with us. We also have done a modification of Shapoorji and Pallonji recently of a Mumbai project, because they had aluminum formwork, so they said we need to use it in the new upcoming project. So you can you get us this panels modified for us, and whatever the extra cost it maybe will give, and you also get the drawings and modification done for us. So we gave them that kind of service that they're very happy with us, and they're giving us two new upcoming projects. So if you go for the client database, we are currently working on only on production. We have 10 to 12 projects only in production, and we have around 20 to 25 number of projects in whole company working, whether it is in design, execution, financial recovery database, as well as, or project management, execution. That's it. And we are and I, being the part of customer relation officer, I need to, or my team needs to continuously gets in touch with the clients, that if they're happy with the service, or if they need to any kind of reworking from us, or if they need any kind of service from us, then we work on that project. Plus, customer relationship management is not only working from your side, customer relationship management is working from the client side as well. Because if you there's a one good care, one two to three good quotes about the company. If there is an HR, if the HR take cares of the employees, then the whole company is satisfied with the company. And if you take care of your employees, your employees will take care of your company. And that's where the work culture is really appreciated. And I'm a Keynes part of team family. I'm very happy with my Keynes company, and we are working on n number of projects, and we will be working on the upcoming projects as well. But speaking to your form work opportunities, or career opportunities for you, Rohan sir, we are done with the slides here, so you can just close this. Thank you. Speaking up to the career opportunities, there are, for example, as you have seen, there is a production part, there is a design part, then it is a 3D design part, then you have to go for production, and then finally civil engineers need to do proper execution on site, so that you can get the new project, or you can get that work appreciated on that basis. And this cycle goes on. We are completed, one project is completed from design will go for 3D design, then 3D design, after that it goes for production goes to execution, and execution then to the CRM department, and then the finally the completion certificate. This n number of projects goes for the same cycle only. So we need civil engineers as well, we need mechanical engineers as well, we need every company needs any kind of resources at every time, and every kind of resources at any time. So doesn't means like civil should only think of sitting on the office, or like you have to do that execution work, you have to do that factory work, you have to get in touch with clients. For example, for all those who want to go for business, भाई जिसको भी बिजनेस के लिए जाना है ना, एक्सपोजर लगेगा, और एक्सपोजर चाहिए होगा तो मार्केट में घूमना पड़ेगा, काम करना पड़ेगा। बिकॉज ऐसे ही बिजनेसमैन खड़े नहीं हो जाते, और ऐसे ही बिजनेस खड़ा नहीं हो जाता है कोई भी, whether it is a construction or whether it is a chocolate or Cadbury Dairy Milk businessman. So you need to work on that. मैकेनिकल की भी सेम बात आती है, जैसे मैंने पहले ही बोला, तुम जाके डायरेक्ट ऑफिस में बैठ नहीं सकते, और तुम 10 जन की टीम को लीड नहीं कर सकते ऐसे ही कि 7 दिन में प्रोजेक्ट खत्म करके दो। अरे यार, तुमको पता ही नहीं है 7 दिन में वो प्रोजेक्ट होगा नहीं, तुम कैसे टीम को बोलोगे 7 दिन में प्रोजेक्ट करो, और तुम्हारी टीम को पता है कि वो 7 दिन में नहीं होने वाला है, तो तुम उनको बोल भी नहीं सकते। और अगर तुमने बोल भी दिया तो तुम्हारी टीम के एम्प्लॉयज तुमको बोल देंगे, सर पॉसिबल नहीं है, आपको जो करना है कर लो, 7 दिन में आप अगर ये प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट करके दिखाओगे तो मैं जो बोलेंगे आप मैं वो कर दूंगा। So your team also knows, you also know what kind of efficiency you have, what kind of your team efficiency has. So you have to do every kind of work, whether it is sometimes you have, being a production engineer, you have to look at the execution side as well, because the part which was produced by you or your production engineer team, and if that part is rejected, it was accepted at the factory, but it was, it is not properly fitting onto the site. So you have to look in that matter as well, and you have the, along with the execution engineer and the production engineer, that is along with the civil engineer and the mechanical engineer, the coordination once again comes together, and you have to both solve the problem. So I'll just say one last thing from this session is that, if you're going for government jobs as well, make sure you get that opportunity in government jobs, because government jobs will not be so easy for currently upcoming 2 to 3 years, despite the pandemic which has happened. And if you're going for the private job, whether it is a low salary at initial level, you have to accept that job, because salary आज ना अगर increase हो जाएगी, बट अगर तुम बैठे रहे हाई सैलरी के एक्सपेक्टेशन में, तो तुमको जॉब कभी मिलेगी नहीं, और अगर तुमको जॉब मिल भी गई तो वो तुम उतना जल्दी तुम ग्रोथ नहीं कर पाओगे। बोलते हैं ना, स्ट्रगल, स्ट्रगल ऐसा करो कि द पर्सन विच हु हैजंट स्ट्रगल विल गेट, उसको भी जॉब मिलेगा अच्छा, बट उसको भी पोस्ट मिलेगी कभी ना कभी, बट उसको उतना एक्सपीरियंस लेना पड़ेगा। बट जिसने स्ट्रगल किया है, वन और स्ट्रगल करके ही बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट इंजीनियर जो रहते हैं, दे बिकम प्रोजेक्ट इंजीनियर, दे बिकम प्रोडक्शन, दे आल्सो बिकम द वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ। So you have to, act upon that, look for each and every opportunity available to you. And yes, we can, go for, if you have any doubts, you can ask for that. And thank you for listening patiently, everyone. And despite being the Sunday, you are available for this, webinar. I would like to thank the Alumni Association, the civil faculty, along with WOW and Ronak sir, who has helped me a lot. And yeah, thank you once again, guys.
Thank you so much, sir, for this information. And thank you for clearing our doubts on design, execution, and what real life industry projects are. Now, it's sure that students must be knowing about, like what are the pros and cons of using traditional methods and Aluform work. So now let's see if any students have any doubt, they can post it in the chat box and we'll
Sure.
let you know.
Can I ask them?
Yes, sir. Sure.
Just I want to know our students, civil engineering students, you might be knowing about civil engineering students are thinking ki they want to do job in construction industry only. Okay. So
Yes.
just I want to know, or can you express or can you explain about the other associated industry or the career opportunities in the other industry which is associated to the civil engineering industry?
Okay. So let me make one thing clear to each and every one. Aluform is based mostly based on residential projects, or some kind of low commercial projects as well. But it is based for verticals only. Good for road construction or bridge construction. Aluform can't be used that much, or aluform can't be used because a major disadvantage using this kind of formwork in bridge or road construction. The capacity of formwork is less, and it gets easily damaged in bridge, because bridges and roads have that high capacity concrete required. For example, it is greater than used for M80 above and one M100. What is the grade of concrete? So this much of load can't be sustained by the aluminum formwork, because it gets easily bended. And despite being the normal or harsh concrete used in bridges, this kind of formwork is rarely used, or it is not really used. So if you want to go for industry only, then you can just road projects, bridges project, or you can go for just take that execution excavation work in hand, or you can construction industry में अगर जाना ही है, can just go for what is we said is like विंडोज का काम कर सकते हो, एल्यूमिनियम सब फ्रेम का काम कर सकते हो, पेंटिंग का काम कर सकते हो, विच इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड टू कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री बिकॉज no matter what kind of work it is, building can't be completed with remaining one kind of work as well. अगर पेंटिंग बाकी है तो बिल्डिंग कंप्लीट नहीं हो सकती, अगर इलेक्ट्रिकल बाकी है तो बिल्डिंग कंप्लीट नहीं हो सकती, पॉइंट्स बाकी है या जनरेटर पॉइंट्स बाकी है या फिर एसी डक्ट्स बाकी है, बिल्डिंग कंप्लीट नहीं हो सकती. You have to, civil line or mechanical line can be said as, the most widely used line. And ऑप्शंस खत्म हो जाएंगे मेरे बोलते बोलते, और वेबिनार भी खत्म हो जाएगा शायद बोलते बोलते, बट इतने लाइंस है सिविल और कंस्ट्रक्शन और मैकेनिकल इंडस्ट्री में. so you can, if you don't want to go for aluminum formwork, or whether it is any kind of formwork, you can, as you very well know, if you know Anand Tiwari, he is also an VIT alumni, and he's working in Sudarshan Chemicals. But what kind of work he's doing in Sudarshan Chemicals, he's constructing the major what they use as plant for chemicals. So वो RCC plants construction में है, टीम में है, he is a execution person on site as well. So वहाँ पे एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्म वर्क यूज नहीं कर सकते. बड़े बड़े टैंक्स या बड़े बड़े अगर स्टोर प्लेसेस यूज करने हैं, वेयर हाउस यूज कंस्ट्रक्ट करना है, तो वहाँ पे कंक्रीट ही यूज किया जाता है, या फिर लाइक एसी ऑटोक्लेवेटेड पार्टीशन वॉल्स यूज किए जाते हैं. सो यू कैन गो फॉर दैट इंडस्ट्री एज वेल. And the contracting firm is very big in this kind of construction industry, so you can take any kind of contract and work with that as well. And mechanical के लिए बोलूँ तो mechanical का भी same है. There are various kinds of mechanical engineers required in any kind of industry. आनंद भी जहाँ काम करता है construction में, वहाँ भी बहुत सारे mechanical engineers है, because highly operated machines use करने के लिए civil can't be the person to use. It has to be, or it is, if it is a current passing, or if it is for the electrical, then it is a part of electrical engineer. But for operating of this kind of big machines, सिविल इंडस्ट्री को अगर मशीन्स नहीं रहेगी, जेसीबी नहीं है या फिर कुछ बड़ी इंडस्ट्री नहीं है, बॉबकैट नहीं है एक्सकैवेशन करने के लिए, बूम कंक्रीट नहीं है, अगर ये मशीन्स नहीं है तो सिविल का काम भी नहीं हो सकता. सो दिस गो हैंड इन हैंड, दिस गो टुगेदर, whether it is a civil industry and mechanical, and any kind of any kind of engineering can't can be बोलते हैं ना कि अकेला मैं खुद ही कर सकता हूँ सब कुछ, नहीं कर सकते कुछ भी. Yes, I think sir, you're satisfied with the answer, and the
Yes.
students as well.
Yes, it is okay. Yeah.
So we have 2 to 3 questions now.
Yes.
So the first question is, why working on shop floor or site is very important for fresher mechanical and civil engineers?
Okay, a good question by if anybody has raised this question. Let me tell you one thing. एक बात बताओ, अगर तुमको खाना खाना है, तुम खाना किसी से बनवाओगे, ठीक है, और अगर कोई बना के नहीं देगा तो तुमको खुद बनाना पड़ेगा. खुद बनाना पड़ेगा मतलब खुद साइड पे उतरना पड़ेगा, खुद किचन में जाके गैस चालू करके या फिर कुछ भी बना के खाना पड़ेगा. सो इफ यू हैव टू डू एनीथिंग और एनी काइंड ऑफ वर्क इन योर लाइफ, you need to know the basics of that work, or you need to know the basics of that thing what you need to work on. अगर आप डिजाइन भी कर रहे हो, if mechanical engineer students, if you are designing a 3D model, you need to know the basics of that 3D model so that you can work on that 3D project, or you can work on that 3D model. अगर तुमको बेसिक्स नहीं पता होगा तो तुम क्या 3D उसका ड्राइंग प्रिपेयर करोगे. और मैकेनिकल इंजीनियर सेम, अगर तुमको मशीन्स का एफिशिएंसी नहीं पता, मशीन्स के बेसिक्स नहीं पता, तो तुम कैसे क्या वो मशीन यूज कर पाओगे. फॉर सिविल इंडस्ट्री एज वेल, एक बात बताओ, अगर तुमको एक्सकैवेशन पता नहीं है कैसे होता है, एम क्यूब पता नहीं है, एक व्हाट इज एम क्यूब, हाउ इट इज कैलकुलेटेड, कितना एक्सकैवेशन के लिए कितना एम क्यूब ऑफ एक्सकैवेशन लगेगा, व्हाट इज द कॉस्ट ऑफ दैट, हाउ कैन यू स्टार्ट द प्रोजेक्ट, तुम कैसे क्या, मतलब इफ यू आर अ कॉन्ट्रैक्टर, तुम रेट की तुमको पता ही नहीं है बेसिक्स, तो तुम रेट ही क्या कोट करने वाले हो बिल्डर के पास या कोई भी गवर्नमेंट कंपनी के पास, हाउ विल यू रेट द कोट. सो यू नीड टू नो द बेसिक्स ऑफ ईच एंड एवरी काइंड फॉर गोइंग इनटू दैट बिजनेस और गोइंग इनटू दैट वर्क. दैट्स द थिंग यू नीड टू गो. अगर तुम इफ यू गो फॉर, टेल मी वन थिंग, अगर तुम एक ये जूनियर इंजीनियर हो, if you are sitting in office, you are working on some estimation work, एक क्वांटिटी निकाल रहे हो, तो एक क्वांटिटी निकालते टाइम तुमको क्या बेसिकली ध्यान में रखना पड़ेगा कि एक ब्रिक का साइज क्या है, वो ब्रिक का साइज तुमको ऑफिस में कोई ला के नहीं देगा ताकि तुम उसका ऑफिस में तुम मेजर कर सको और तुम उसका ब्रिक के हिसाब से तुम ब्रिक वर्क निकाल सको. You need to go on that site, you need to check how many walls are there, what is the length of the wall, what is the width of the wall, and how much thickness is required, so that accordingly you can carry out what is the square meter of that brickwork, or how much. And after that, if you have calculated the square meter of the brickwork, how many number of bricks. अगर तुमको रफ कैलकुलेशन नहीं आता है, साइट पे नहीं गए हो, you can't estimate anything. You just can sit in that office, you can open that PC and sit, because तुमको बेसिक्स आता नहीं है, तुम क्या ही एस्टिमेट करोगे. एंड बड़े बड़े कंपनीज में भी देखोगे तो किसी ना किसी एस्टिमेशन इंजीनियर ने भी एटलीस्ट 1.5 ईयर तो भी एक्सकैवेशन या एग्जीक्यूशन साइट पे देखा ही है, तब जाके उसको एस्टिमेट जमा है. एल्यूमिनियम का अगर मेरे को सब फ्रेम या विंडो है, विंडो की क्वांटिटी कैसे निकालोगे अगर तुमको डायमेंशन ही नहीं पता. चलो ठीक है, ड्राइंग से तो तुमने निकाल लिया कि तुमको इतना इतना एल्यूमिनियम विंडो का मटेरियल लगने वाला है, या सब फ्रेम की इतनी क्वांटिटी है स्क्वायर मीटर में, या तुमने निकाल लिया. बट जो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर है या फिर द वर्क विच हैज बीन अवॉर्डेड टू द पर्सन, अगर आपने काम नहीं किया, किसी और ने काम किया है, तो आप चेक कैसे करोगे. You can sit in the office and check that work. No, you need to go on that site, verify that dimensions, measure the dimensions by yourself along with your junior engineer or along with one of your site execution person. Then only आप उसका बिल प्रिपेयर कर सकते हो. अगर उसने यूज किया है 13 स्क्वायर मीटर उसने यूज किया है, आपका क्वांटिटी है 15 स्क्वायर मीटर आपने निकाला हुआ है, उसने 13 यूज किया है, आपको तो पता है 15 लग रहा है, आपने 15 के हिसाब से पैसे दिए. 2 स्क्वायर मीटर का लॉस का पैसा किसका गया, आपका गया या कॉन्ट्रैक्टर का गया. हु इज इन लॉस एंड हु इज इन प्रॉफिट हियर. एंड 15 स्क्वायर मीटर अगर एक फ्लैट को लग रहा है या फिर एक फ्लोर को लग रहा है, वैसे एन नंबर ऑफ फ्लोर एक बिल्डिंग में, एन नंबर ऑफ फ्लोर्स रहते हैं एक प्रोजेक्ट में. सो उतने तुम उतना लॉस इनकर कर पाओगे क्या. So I think this is the sufficient answer, and one the basic motto of saying this, कि अगर बेसिक्स नहीं पता तो तुमको कुछ नहीं कर सकते.
Okay, so the next question
And
is,
if still anyone is not satisfied with the answer, just let me know.
hello, hello.
Yes.
So the next question is KNIST hires fresher civil engineers? If so, then exactly what skills you look for?
Yeah, if KNIST, one thing I need to tell you, 3 दिन पहले ही आपका जो श्रेयस सातपुत है, आप the VIIT student is being placed in KNIST, like my company, and Saturday को इसका like finalization हुआ, कंपनी में उसको execution engineer की पोस्ट मिली है, trainee engineer की. If we are looking for a fresher, being a fresher, you need to know what are the basics of the construction industry, like concrete क्या है, grades क्या होता है concrete का, उसके बाद self compacting concrete क्या है, types of concrete क्या है, किधर क्या लगता है, basic dimensions क्या है, मीटर कब यूज होता है, स्क्वायर मीटर कब यूज होता है, conversions. हाँ, सबसे important है, सिविल वालों को conversions में बहुत लैक होते हैं अपन. once you get into actual real industry, जब फेस करते हो ना, तब पूछते हैं कि एक स्क्वायर मीटर में कितने स्क्वायर फीट होते हैं, या क्यूबिक फीट का क्या मतलब मेजर कैसे करते हैं, या फिर हाउ ब्रिक वर्क अगर कैलकुलेट करना है तो कैसे करोगे. तो अपन वहां ब्लैंक हो जाते हैं. तो यू नीड टू नो दैट बेसिक कन्वर्जन एज वेल. एक मीटर में कितना फीट आता है, एक फीट में कितने इंचेस आते हैं, एक इंच में कितना आता है. मेनी स्टूडेंट्स डोंट नो व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इंच एंड फीट. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं हमारा सेम ही होता है, वो बोलते हैं हाँ 12 इंच मतलब एक फीट. सही है, एक फीट 12 इंच होता है, और 12 इंचेस में कितने होते हैं. तो उसके लिए तुमको पता होना चाहिए कि एक इंच में कितने होते हैं, तब जाके तुम 12 इंच के लिए कितना आता है वो निकाल पाओगे. So learn that basics as well, learn that conversions as well. So whenever you are on the site, देखो ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम एल्यूफॉर्म इंडस्ट्री में हो तो सिर्फ एल्यूफॉर्म ही देखोगे. मेक श्योर द फर्स्ट थिंग यू रिमेंबर इज यूर अ सिविल इंजीनियर एंड देन एन एल्यूफॉर्म वर्क इंजीनियर. पहले सिविल इंजीनियर बनोगे ना तो एल्यूफॉर्म बहुत इजी हो जाएगा. बट अगर सिर्फ एल्यूफॉर्म इंजीनियर बन के रहोगे ना तो लाइफ टाइम एल्यूफॉर्म इंजीनियर में ही एग्जीक्यूशन में काम करते रहोगे, उससे आगे कभी बढ़ोगे नहीं. तो मेक श्योर यू फर्स्ट आर सिविल इंजीनियर. And being a fresher, you should be ready to cope up with the climate, whatever it is. You need to accept that work, you need to focus on that work. अगर एक बार तुमने कुछ अच्छे एक्सपीरियंस ले लिया ना, तो वो एक्सपीरियंस को तुम कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में या फिर कोई भी कंस्ट्रक्शन इंडस्ट्री में कैसे भी बिल्डर हो या कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो, तुम यूज करके यू कैन गो टू अ बिगर पोजिशन. सो फ्रेशर में हम वही क्वालिटीज देते हैं, दैट इज ही रेडी टू कोप अप विद द कंडीशंस. सर फैक्ट्री 40 किलोमीटर दूर है, मैं नहीं जा सकता सर. मेरा घर तो सर बिब्बेवाड़ी में है, बावदान में है. मैं सर कैसे इतना 60 किलोमीटर अप एंड डाउन करूंगा. The company, if company is paying you the traveling allowances for the factory, then why can't you go for the factory? नहीं सर, फैक्ट्री फिर भी बहुत दूर हो जाता है, मैं 2 घंटे ट्रैवल करके जाऊंगा, 2 घंटे रात में आऊंगा, कैसे क्या चलेगा? नो, नॉट अलाउड, एट ऑल नॉट अलाउड. इफ यू वांट टू वर्क, यू हैव टू एक्सेप्ट वट एवर द कंडीशन इज. मैं भी तुमको मेरी रियलिटी बोलता हूँ. एज सुन एज आई ज्वाइन माई कंपनी, मैं 3 दिन पहले कंपनी में था. उसके बाद 1 मंथ में वीआईटी में ट्रेनिंग में था कॉलेज में. हमको मेटल्स और मेटलर्जी के बारे में डिटेल ट्रेनिंग था. प्लस विश्वजीत काटे देशमुख सर ने हमको पर्सनली ट्रेनिंग दिया है फॉर सॉफ्ट राइटिंग, सॉफ्ट स्किल्स, पर्सनल कैसे कम्युनिकेशन करते हैं, व्हाट इज द हायरार्की टू बी मेंटेन. बेसिक स्किल्स हमने पूरा ट्रेनिंग वीआईटी से हुआ था. आफ्टर दैट मैं 2.5 मंथ साइट पे था, एंड आई हैव वर्क टिल 4 AM एज वेल ऑन द साइट. ठंडी में भी 4 बजे तक काम किया है क्योंकि स्लैब कॉन्क्रीटिंग था. एंड वंस यू आर इनटू दैट प्रोफेशन, नो मैटर व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्क इट इज, इफ इट इज योर वर्क, यू हैव टू बी देयर. एंड अगर लॉयल नहीं रह सकते हो ना कोई इंडस्ट्री को, या लॉयल नहीं रह सकते हो ना कोई काम को, तो काम मत करो. क्योंकि तुम्हारा नाम तो खराब होगा ही, और तुम्हारा काम भी खराब हो जाएगा. सो मेक श्योर तुम्हारा जहाँ इंटरेस्ट है वहां काम करो, पर दिल से काम करो. मेक श्योर यू आर लॉयल. जैसे बंदी को कैसे, कोई भी गर्लफ्रेंड को कैसे लॉयल रहते हैं ना, कहीं भी कभी भी, तो वो काम को भी लॉयल्टी तुमको दिखाना ही पड़ेगा. यस,
Okay.
एनी काइंड
So
ऑफ.
the next question asked is, what is life of Knest alumni formwork and how many times it can be reused?
Okay, what is the life of Knest aluminum formwork? Knest
Yes.
aluminum formwork का तो मैं I can say it with a guaranteed 200 plus times you can be used, and any kind of formwork it can be used 200 plus times. But as I said कि हमारा strength 200 plus आराम से क्यों जाता है, क्योंकि we use single piece of extrusion, we don't use aluminum, any kind of welding work between the two panels. 300 को हम weld करके use नहीं करते. So that's why Knest 200 तो मैं ऐसे ही बोल रहा हूँ, but around 225 to 30 times plus तो कैसे ही जाता है. बट कुछ कुछ फॉर्मवर्क की जो कंपनीज होते हैं, दे यूज वेल्डिंग, और विद इफ दे यूज एनी काइंड ऑफ वेल्डिंग वर्क, तो समटाइम्स उनकी लाइफ कम हो जाती है, और मे बी 190 पे भी वो क्रैक हो सकता है.
So the
Any
next
kind of
question asked
doubt?
is, why don't construction companies go for alumni formwork rather than traditional formwork?
कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनीज जो अगर आप रोड सेक्टर में देखोगे, या फिर कोई भी टोल सेक्टर में देखोगे, वेदर इट इज अपार्ट फ्रॉम इफ देयर इज अ रेसिडेंशियल, अपार्ट फ्रॉम रेसिडेंशियल बिल्डिंग्स, जो बिल्डिंग्स रेसिडेंशियल होती है वो छोड़ के अगर तुम देखोगे कमर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट है, रोड प्रोजेक्ट है, तो उसमें एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क यूज नहीं कर सकते. बिकॉज एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क इज ओनली अबाउट रिपीटिशंस, एन नंबर ऑफ रिपीटिशंस दे सकते हैं तुमको. बट कमर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट जो 4 या 5 फ्लोर का ही है, 3 फ्लोर्स का ही मॉल है, तो यू कैन गो फॉर एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क. क्योंकि मॉल्स का डिजाइन बहुत डिफरेंट होता है, कमर्शियल बिल्डिंग का डिजाइन डिफरेंट होता है, तो तुम उसमें सिर्फ वर्टिकल्स यूज कर सकते हो. दैट इज ओनली यू कैन यूज वॉल पैनल्स. तो वॉल पैनल्स ऑब्वियसली द कंस्ट्रक्शन और बिल्डर्स यू कैन यूज, बट यू कैन गो फॉर एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क, क्योंकि उसका कॉस्ट भी उतना है एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क का, बिकॉज इट इज डिजाइन देन प्रोडक्शन एंड देन. बट स्क्रैप इसका कैसा है, स्टील का कैसा है, वुडन का कैसा है, यू कैन बाय दैट वुडन और स्टील फॉर्मवर्क. एन नंबर ऑफ तुम मतलब शीट्स ले सकते हो वुडन के, स्टील का फॉर्मवर्क लेके आ सकते हो साइड पे. तुमको जैसा डिजाइन चाहिए वैसा तुम उसको अरेंज करके वो डिजाइन अपीयर करा सकते हो. बट रेसिडेंशियल में कैसा है, तुमको पता है कि तुम 2 BHK बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्ट कर रहे हो, तो पूरी 2 BHK बिल्डिंग सेम ही होगी. लिफ्ट 2 नंबर लिफ्ट हो गया, 3 जो भी लिफ्ट का क्वांटिटी रहेगा. उसके बाद जो हर जो भी रहेगा सिमेट्रिकल रहेगा, फ्लैट जो रहेगा सिमेट्रिकल रहेगा. 2 BHK तो पूरा 2 BHK का बिल्डिंग रहेगा, 3 BHK तो पूरा 3 BHK. और एक कोई भी आज की तारीख में अगर तुम बिल्डिंग देखोगे तो इट हैज अराउंड 13 to 14 फ्लोर्स ऑन एन मिनिमम. 11 के ऊपर जो भी बिल्डिंग्स रहते हैं सब फ्लोर्स 11 के ऊपर ही रहते हैं. कोई भी ऐसा नहीं कि अभी 7 या 8 फ्लोर की बिल्डिंग बनाएगा. फॉर if the number exceeds about 12 plus 13 plus floors, then you can't go for currently wooden. उतना तुमको चीप मिल जाएगा, बट वुडन जो है तुमको ये रिपीटिशन नहीं देगा. और सर्टेन टाइम के बाद वुडन 4-5 फ्लोर के बाद या 6-7 फ्लोर के बाद वुडन उतना उसकी स्ट्रेंथ नहीं रह जाएगी बियर करने के लिए। सो तुमको वहां पे उसको जहाँ पे एक वुडन प्लाई लगता था वहां पे उसको तुमको 2-2 करके उसको जॉइंट मारना पड़ेगा। बट एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क का कैसा है, तुम पूरी बिल्डिंग के लिए वो यूज कर सकते हो, प्लस स्लैब साइकिल तुमको 10 डेज में अवेलेबल रहेगा। एंड वंस यू हैव यूज दैट फॉर्मवर्क, तुमको पता है वो फॉर्मवर्क तुम्हारे लिए काम का नहीं है, यू कैन व्हाट यू डू इज, तुमने जो कंपनी से लिया है या फिर तेरा एन नंबर ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन, एन नंबर ऑफ फैसिलिटीज अवेलेबल है जहाँ तुम मॉडिफिकेशन कर सकते हो, वो फॉर्मवर्क को रीयूज कर सकते हो और बोल सकते हो कि हमको रीडिजाइन करके चाहिए यही पैनल्स के साथ। तो the cost becomes very less because already आपके पास 50 to 60% फॉर्मवर्क है अवेलेबल, सिर्फ 40% आपको न्यू लगेगा, तो 40% वो कॉस्ट बियर करने के लिए आप रेडी भी हो जाओगे, और वो जो 50 to 60% है वो भी आपको अच्छे से मतलब पूरा क्लीनिंग विनिंग करके मिल जाएगा। So that's why aluminium formwork is mostly based for residential buildings only.
Okay. So the last question we have is, what is the cost difference in aluminum formwork and traditional formwork?
Cost difference, yeah, this is a good point, good question. I was expecting this from someone. अगर तुमको 1 रुपए लग रहा है ट्रेडिशनल में, तो आपको लगेगा एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क में 1 रुपए 3 पैसे। तो आप पूछोगे अगर मेरे को 1 रुपए लग रहा है और 1 रुपए 3 पैसे में मेरा उधर काम हो रहा है, तो मैं क्यों ना 1 रुपए का काम करूँ? वाई शुडंट आई गो फॉर द ट्रेडिशनल फॉर्मवर्क? बट यही फायदा है ना, लाइक वी just think for time being or for temporary solutions. But if you are a businessman or if you are a builder, you need to go for the long term solutions. अगर उसमें 1 रुपए 3 पैसे लग रहे हैं, तो ये भी ध्यान रखो उसमें तुम्हारा एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क मटेरियल तुम्हारा खुद का हो जाएगा। प्लस सेकंड थिंग, अगर तुमको नहीं चाहिए तुम दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट के लिए उसको मॉडिफाई करा सकते हो और वहां पे तुम्हारा कॉस्ट कम हो जाएगा। बट अगर तुम वुडन और स्टील ले रहे हो, तो एक प्रोजेक्ट में अगर वो यूज हो गया है तो दोबारा वो प्रोजेक्ट में यूज नहीं कर पाओ, तो दोबारा में तुमको वापस 1 रुपए ही डालना पड़ेगा। और जबकि यहाँ पे तुमने ऑलरेडी 1 रुपए 3 पैसे डाले हैं, तो वहाँ पे तुमको सिर्फ 50 या 60 पैसे ही डालने पड़ेंगे। ऐसी बात है। तो इसीलिए द मेन डिफरेंस इज दिस ओनली, it is a high, not that high initial cost but a little high initial cost, but yes, the formwork gets yours, तुम्हारा खुद का मटेरियल रेडी हो जाता है, अवेलेबल हो जाता है। प्लस इफ यू हैव 2 रेसिडेंशियल प्रोजेक्ट चालू है और एक कमर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट चालू है तुम्हारी कंपनी का, या फिर लाइक तुम कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हो, तुम्हारा 2 रेसिडेंशियल और एक कमर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट चालू है, तो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज आफ्टर यूजिंग दैट रेसिडेंशियल प्रोजेक्ट का तुम्हारा जो वॉल पैनल्स का जो काम हो गया है, तुम वर्टिकल्स मतलब वॉल पैनल्स जो भी रहेगा तुम्हारा, तो वो तुम जाके डायरेक्टली यूज कर सकते हो कॉलम्स, और मतलब जो कॉलम्स इरेक्ट करते हैं या फिर लाइक अपन बीम्स वगैरह में यूज कर सकते हैं, तो वहां से तुम वो एल्यूमिनियम फॉर्मवर्क दूसरे साइड पे लेके जाके तुम वहां पे रीयूज कर सकते हो, प्रोवाइडेड द मॉडिफिकेशन। So that's why aluminium formwork is nowadays mostly used in the construction industry. And wooden का तो तुमको हाल पता ही है कि wooden मतलब trees कट करना आज के तारीख में उतना मतलब easy नहीं है। And currently we are facing so much of deforestation. That's why the new trend has been going on for aluminium formwork. And अभी मैंने जैसे स्टार्ट में बोला प्लास्टिक फॉर्म को भी इतना बढ़ावा क्यों मिल रहा है, क्योंकि प्लास्टिक abundance में अवेलेबल है, and plastic being non disposable, it can be highly beneficial to the construction industry. One last thing I would like to say to all the people, civil और mechanical, ऐसा नहीं कि jobs नहीं है, jobs है, available है। If you have that talent, if you have that qualities, you will definitely get a good job. बट अगर तुम सोच रहे हो कि हाँ मैं पढ़ लूंगा, 1 साल गैप ले लूंगा, गवर्नमेंट जॉब ट्राई कर लूंगा, फिर मेरे को मिल ही जाएगा, नहीं होता है पॉसिबल उतना। मैं सही सच्चा अगर बताऊँ कंडीशन, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं गवर्नमेंट को प्रमोट नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ऐसा नहीं है, बट आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू द नो व्हाट आर द फैक्ट्स। मिल भी जाते हैं बहुत बार, अगर तुम वैकेंसी अवेलेबल है वो चीज की या तुम्हारे पोस्ट की, तो तुम लगे तुम्हारी ज्वाइनिंग पे आ जाएगी। बट अगर तुम्हारी पोस्ट की वैकेंसी अवेलेबल नहीं है, या फिर एक इंजीनियर है वो जो 1 साल में रिटायर होने वाला है, तो वो 1 साल के बाद तुम्हारी वैकेंसी आएगी, या फिर 1 साल के बाद वो जूनियर इंजीनियर जब दूसरी प्रमोट, ऑलरेडी जो जूनियर अवेलेबल है वो प्रमोट होगा, तब जाके तुम्हारा जूनियर इंजीनियर की वैकेंसी वहां पे तुमको मिल जाएगी। सो इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट। बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि तुमको सिलेक्ट तो हो जाते हो, यू गेट सिलेक्टेड इन एमपीएससी और यूपीएससी, बट तुमको पोस्ट आने के लिए मतलब तुमको ज्वाइनिंग के लिए 2-2 3-3 साल लग जाते हैं। आई हैव सीन पीपल वेटिंग फॉर 6 years फॉर गेटिंग दैट जॉब। तो 6 साल में अगर तुम उतना वेट, ठीक है फाइन, यू कैन गो फॉर द कंस्ट्रक्शन जॉब। अगर एक बार आपको अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस आ गया कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में, तो आप अप्लाई कर सकते हो कभी भी, कोई यू कैन एनी टाइम चेंज द जॉब इफ यू आर नॉट सेटिस्फाइड, या फिर तुमको चेंज चाहिए। एंड व्हाई डू यू चेंज? good promotion, or you can get to a higher post, you have that skills of becoming a project manager, you can have that skills of going to a higher post, then you can change the job anytime. But basics important है यही करना.
Okay. Thank you, Himanshu sir.
Yeah, I'm grateful, and once again to big thank you to all the members and VIT Alumni Association, Ashish Devkar sir, the entire civil team, Akanksha and Ronak sir for helping this, and in association with the Wow Technologies. Thank you so much for everything.
Now I would like to request Ashish Devkar sir for having vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you, Akanksha. Good evening, all. It is my privilege to vote of thanks for our alumni, because this is my best student. So I thank you to Himanshu for their presence and their valuable time. He has a lot of work, but he has kept time for this webinar. So thank you, Himanshu.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.
Yes, I would like to thank you to our director, Dean Industry Interaction, TNP Cell, especially Kate Deshmukh sir, and Alumni Association of VIIT for their support, or civil department. So thank you one and all. I would thank you especially to Akanksha for the hosting this event or hosting this webinar. So thank you, Akanksha.
Welcome,
I
sir.
would I would like to thank to all participants. Without participants, any kind of event will not be successful. So I would like to thank to all participants or our students. So thank you all, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And if you need any kind of support or guidance from me, or any kind of or any alumni which has been passed out, or just make sure like we are one message or call away. You can call or message anytime, then we'll be there for you. And Kate Deshmukh sir approached me like, if you like, will it be possible to conduct a webinar for you? And I said, sir, no matter what, if there are only 3 to 4 students, if I can share my knowledge, then why cannot I not? So I'll big thanks to Kate Deshmukh sir and TNP Cell and each and everyone for being present, and thank you to everyone.
Yes, thank you all.
With your permission, I will now be ending the session. Thank you, everyone.